amazing people. Two of them are authors, and one of them is an entrepreneur. So in the house we have Webi Chisakama, who is the author of The Desire to Transform and to Succeed. The other author we have is Bruce Chipidi, who is the author of Change Your Thoughts, Discard Negativity. Then the entrepreneur that we have in the house is Amani Lukele, which most of you popularly know as Speaker Loans. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
So we are going to be talking about how to adapt to change, because change is inevitable. So let's start with you, sir. How do you define change? Or what do you think change is?
Change, I would say, change is something that is unexpected, but leaves an impact wherever it occurs. Yeah. So that's the simple definition that I can give, as in anything that comes to life unexpectedly and sometimes consciously and unexpectedly, but wherever it passes, it actually leaves an impact, either it being positive or negative. Yeah.
Coming to you, sir, your book is actually about change your thoughts. So what do you think change is?
Now, speaking about change, it's a process of moving from one point to the other, meaning you have changed. It's just as simple as that. When you move from a low point to a higher point, from a higher point.
How do you view change?
I think change is something that happens every second. Yeah, it starts with time. Time changes. After time changes, everything changes, our thoughts and everything. Yeah.
Okay, so sir, looking at change, how do you think change influences our life? Do you think change is one of the things that just passes like anything else, or it's
as I defined earlier to say, it's something that leaves an impact. So it's actually certain that it affects us, either it negatively or positively. And looking at how it affects, because change is something that we can, it's not something that we actually planned to say. It may come, but it is here. So it affects that has not been planned for, or maybe it gives people a different eye or different experience to say things does not just happen the way you've planned them to be.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just, something can come up that you've not planned for. So it gives people a different mindset, or maybe the conscious.
In the outbreak of
we target
how do you
Fight against. Okay, starting with to add on to the question that you asked my other colleagues. Change, it's a good thing, but it depends on the part where it's coming from. Is it affecting you positively, or is it affecting you negatively? Yeah, there are some attitudes which people have that are bad, but if you try to change those bad attitudes into something that is good, meaning you are developing. And then when you take it on his perspective, it's on a negative part. Yeah. So how now can someone be able to take that one? It's affecting the business which he does, because many people are now being affected in as much as his business is being affected. Even other people are getting affected because they won't be able to attain their needs, and they won't be able to achieve what they want to achieve at the end of the day, because it's kind of pushing people to stay away from each other and to stay away from their businesses. And by doing that, it's also bringing the country into not developing. If you are not able to do business, if you are not able to achieve what you want, you are not going to develop, because development starts with you. Now, if you try to push the people outside, the way coronavirus is making us not to come close to each other, it's going to limit us from succeeding in everything that we do. And then when we try to now adapt into change, there are certain things that we need to put into attention. And one of them is we need to be flexible. We need to adjust our minds into a situation of what things are we now supposed to do. Of course, this thing has come in, but should we now sit and relax to say, okay, will start working or operating when it's done. No, even right now, we need to be flexible and picture ourselves onto another field to say, okay, I think I need to do this in order for me to succeed with what I'm doing. If you sit back, everything will be moving and you'll be left behind. By the time you're going to realize to say, okay, I feel I'm supposed to do something, it will be too late. And it's bad to waste time, but it's good to try out a challenge. This is the challenge that we are facing, but we need to stay focused onto something that we want to do at the end of the day.
Coming to you, sir, you didn't actually plan for this thing to happen. Have you put any measures to like adapt to change or to overcome change?
I would say when you're doing business, most of the time you don't plan for a short period of time. Okay, like myself, when I'm planning something, I give myself time. For example, say, okay, in maybe from now up to 5 years, in a period of 5 years, I want to achieve this. And as I'm planning that I want to achieve this, I know negativity will be there. Okay, things that will disturb me come in, and a lot of diseases, or maybe the kwacha and dollar issue, all the things. So when you are planning, like the way I planned myself, I plan 5 years ahead. So whatever comes in, I know how to overcome that change. For example, this disease is there now. Schools are closing, meaning students would be calling me to get loans. Meaning I have to target other areas. Okay, so when to us we do business, we plan. Okay, we give ourselves okay, I'll work from now up to 5 years. At least in 5 years, I should achieve this. So even if something comes in, at least you're able to adjust within your terms and conditions of the business you're doing. Yeah. So I can say, yes, this disease, in some other ways, it is going really to affect us. Because of we work within our plans, at least we'll be able to adjust here and there.
Yes, sir. Someone who has got the desire to transform and to succeed. Now, let's picture this thing where change just hits them. What are they supposed to do? How are they supposed to react?
Okay. Before I answer the question, one thing that we should actually know about change is change that comes unplanned determines, rather differentiates the people that succeeds and the people that fail. Yeah. So coming to your question on how you can actually adapt and try to focus on what you've actually planned, I think it's very simple. Whenever we're actually planning for something, let us not plan in the 10 hours that we're planning, we plan 10 things to do every hour. What I mean is, let us not to be too tighten up with the things that we need to leave room in case anything comes up. So that is because change just comes without expecting. So we need to have a mindset, a flexible mindset, where if anything comes up, you quickly adapt, rather try to work to that, attend to that, and still focus on what you've actually planned. So I think easily adapting and trying to still focus on what you've planned, I think it starts with you first need to have a clear plan on what you want to attend, so that if anything comes up, it's more like just a distraction. So if you have a plan, you just need to be flexible. Don't be too tightened up, and don't be too disturbed on whatever comes up. It can disturb you in some ways, but you just have to be flexible, because one thing that you should know is the thing that I stated earlier. The things that comes unexpected determines if you're going to succeed or if you're going to fail. Yeah.
So looking at you being the CEO of PK Loans, and the way this challenge has actually struck everyone, how do you manage to make sure that your employees they are right on track and they don't get so much affected by what's going on?
As a company, we actually did sit down. We said, okay, the shop that we have at North Mid Market, we have a printing shop where we receive different clients from different offices, and we had a meeting how we can actually prevent from conducting this disease. So we've bought these materials, the mask, soap, and everything. So at least we keep our employees safe. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Coming to you, how? No, there's always change, whether we like it or not. Now, how do we deal with negative change?
The negative change, I would like to put it in line with what my colleagues have also mentioned, to say we need to plan in advance. And when you are planning for something, you don't just plan to say right now and then I'll do this, and in case there's something that comes in, I need to start now following the other track. No, when you plan for 5 years like the way they have done, you need to stay focused, because that's your dream, that's something that you need to follow. Staying focused comes in with a lot of challenges. Yeah, today, let me give an example of a farming. Let's say you plant 5 hectares, and then you find that the government maybe tries to manage to provide you with 3 hectares fertilizer. What do you do? Are you supposed to stop farming, or you have to cut down the already planted seeds? No. You need to assess even from the resources that you have to say, okay, I think I'm going to use this and this. That's the challenge that you're going to face. Yeah, and that's a negative part. So all we have to do is stay focused and know what you want to achieve at the end of the day. When you are faced with a challenge, find means and ways that you're going to use in order to stay on the right track and not lose the track. If you lose the track, it means you don't know what you want to achieve at the end of the day. And it will make you to lose out a lot of things. And trying to put it in line with the same disease, or let me say the same virus, which is affecting us a lot. If we try to say, okay, we are going to close our schools for the entire year, even if the disease was to be cured in a week, are we going to educate? How many people are we going to educate? And what is the stance of the country? Yeah, it will be affected, but if we say, okay, we are going to depart just for a short period of time, but it doesn't mean we need to lose our students. No, we'll bring them back again, because we know this is something which they need to do, and we don't need to chase them, meaning you are focused. And if someone is focused, anything can be achieved. No matter how big the challenge can be, you still remain there, and nothing can stop you from achieving.
Yes, sir. So just in 30 seconds, are you able to show us your book? You tell us what it's about and how the people can actually get to buy your book, and where they can buy your book now.
Okay, this is the book titled The Desire to Transform and Succeed, which is it is the transformation machine of human beings, on actually how human beings can actually transform. By transformation, that is change from one point to the other, either it being in business, either it being in social life, and self-transformation. So as in, it's which is the reason behind the transformation is where I've actually talked about the desire has been the magic thing of the transformation, not until you reach your destination. And how you can how you can actually access the book is you can follow me on Facebook by Webit Sakama. That's the name that I use on Facebook. And you can call on my line, which is 0971197117. That's the number. Or you can email me by wsakama@gmail.com, and the book will be at your step.
Okay, so how can they get in touch with you and just...
Okay, so PK Loans, we are situated at Northfield Market, shop number 154, opposite Melissa Supermarket. But you can also search on Facebook. We have a Facebook page. It's PK Loans, and you can also call us on 0976 587290.
So sir, just tell us a little bit about your book and how they can get in touch with you.
Well, about the book, it's something that speaks about discarding negativity, because many are the times that people are filled with the negative aspects in different situations. It can be in our academics, it can be in our spiritual life, it can also be in terms of success, it also comes in terms of our relationships and family matters. So this book comes in to discard the negativity, because it's something that makes us not to have full happiness. When you have a single negative, it's something that is going to bring into you a situation of being uncomfortable with everything that's happening in your life. So many people try to impress you, but due to the fact that you've got a negative aspect in you, you'll be failing to appreciate their efforts. And then on the other part, even on our personal level, if you have a negative attitude of not believing in yourself, no matter how many opportunities may be provided to you, you fail to achieve them because you doubt yourself and you feel you are not the best for the given opportunity. Yeah. But if you try to read this book, it's something that is going to open up your minds to see how best you can overcome the fear of failing and the fear of having too many negative thoughts, thinking you are not the best for a given opportunity. And then on the part of how you can access it, you can contact me on 0976 73 0976 797388, or you can also try to find me on my page, which is Chipiri Brucey, the author or motivational speaker. And then if you fail to find me on my page, you can just find me on the Facebook, which is King Chipiri Brucey. That's all. And the other line is the one which also works on WhatsApp. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so sir, any closing remarks? What can you tell someone who is watching?
I think we need to be flexible to change. Yeah, we need to be, let we not be moved by the change that has actually just come in. Let we be focused on the things that we have planned to attain. And it has happened. The change comes and it passes. It's just a thing that comes. But if you remain focused, it means you actually attain anything that you've actually put to attain it.
So, any closing remarks?
Okay, I think I would just love to encourage everyone out there who is doing business, just to at least adjust to this change which has come, this the virus. We heard yesterday that we have 2 cases confirmed in Zambia, and this disease should not actually put a lot of negativity in our mind, like we're not managed doing business here and there. No, there are other ways, as we've already planned this year, how we're going to manage our business. Let know this disease really affect us. Let's just follow the instruction given by the Ministry of Health and these TV stations, and I'm sure if we can follow this instruction, we'll make it and we'll overcome this disease.
On my part, I would like to encourage everyone to stay focused, and that comes in with the aspect of we shouldn't be scared of change that comes in our life. Yeah, it might come in at an unplanned situation, but we need to stay ready to adjust to that situation that we are going to face. And then we also need to put in mind the aspect of readiness to learn. There are many things that have come with the disease. If we don't want to learn to adapt to the new system that is coming in, then we'll be dragging ourselves backwards. And I would like to appreciate the effort that they have done. For them, they have welcomed the change by adjusting and putting their minds into any environment whereby they have learned what the best ways to prevent themselves from the same virus, and how best they can still maintain their business. So if we can also try to copy from our colleagues what they've done, our businesses won't be closed. And we also need to have a very strong mind that is focused into something that we need to do. And through doing that, anything is possible, because it all starts from the mind, and the mind is the biggest asset that we can use, and it's the biggest capital for everything that we try to do.
Thank you so much for tuning into Art Embodiment Show. When you want their book or maybe you would want to get a loan, you can actually call the line that's passing through below. And you can also follow our page on Facebook. It's the Art Embodiment Show. Or you can actually follow us on YouTube. It's Prism Africa /Art Embodiment Show. Thank you so much for tuning in, and please stay safe and always make sure that you keep yourself safe from the virus. Thank you so much. See you next week.
Asking for help. So it's a Thursday and it's your favorite show of your week, and we're back on your screens.
You know, Jesus interacted among them. He went with the tax collectors. He went. He says, "Hey, Zacchaeus, I'm having."
That began before the beginning began. He that will